If you're about to become a Navy flyer, take a good look at the terrain below. You'll soon know it like the palm of your hand, for this is the Naval Air Station at Pensacola, Florida, training school for the Navy's entire active flying personnel. Here, every man jack of them, regular officer, aviation cadet, or enlisted man, is put through the strictest course known to modern aviation science before receiving the coveted wings of gold. Plenty of room to flutter around. The bay and nearby Corrie Field can accommodate the daily operations of hundreds of planes. Appointments as aviation cadets go to college graduates or those holding at least half the required for a college degree. This modern building they'll call home for a year if they can get over the first hurdle, the sternest physical examination naval flight surgeons can devise. Cadets are also provided with uniforms and working clothes. This young feller, me lad, can already feel his wings sprouting. That's very seagoing, mister. The young cadet learns to drill before he learns to fly. He learns discipline, teamwork, the spirit of the service, and it's not bad exercise. And then he goes to sea, short trips on destroyers for practical instruction in the workings of ships of the surface fleet. On the bridge, he studies navigation, piloting, and signaling. He gets better than a bowing acquaintance with gunnery and soon stops handling a shell like it was a hot potato. Then down the hatch to the engine room to spin the throttle on orders from the bridge. Finally, that big moment, wings over Pensacola for the first time. Your cadet is in tow of an officer with thousands of hours of flying experience. The instructor himself has been carefully trained for this type of work. The telephone hookup enables the instructor to explain everything before it happens. But hand signals are also eloquent. Watch them work. Tapping the cheek translates to you're slipping and can tell this by the feel of the wind on your cheek. Bring up your left wing. Turn left. Now follow the signals yourself. The student has already had a number of hours training at his local Naval Reserve Aviation Base before coming to Pensacola. Landing is the most important part of the preliminary training, and this student seems to have the knack of it. 8 o'clock in the morning is Pensacola's busy signal. The starting whistle scatters planes to the four winds. It usually takes about 10 hours instruction in the air to fit a cadet for going it alone. The prelude to his first solo is a final check and double check hop with a chief flight instructor. instructor is only a passenger. The student does all the work. Comes down with his heart in his throat and his eyes glued on the instructor's thumb. Thumbs up and he's okay. Thumbs down and he's flunked his first quiz. Thumbs up it is. Man, oh man, now it's coming. The 0 hour for every flyer, his first solo. Check pilot steps out, and now he's on his own. The officer in charge of operations shouts his orders, once around the bay and home James. The Navy has shown him how. What he needs now is the one thing no one else can give him. You know. He knows it. He climbs modestly out to report, trying not to reveal the fine inner flow that's moving due south along his spine. If official congratulations warm his soul, here are the boys that will cool him off. The penalty of success. While half the students are flying, the other half stick to the classroom. They must know their motors, for the motor is the pilot's best friend. He must have the inside knowledge of it, which breeds complete confidence. Cadets must become qualified radio operators. And practical navigators. Blind flying practice in the link trainer, the airman's preparation for foggy weather. Cadets are taught to shoot and shoot straight, first using pistols. Machine guns, vital to any form of military realism, practice firing in the slipstream of a propeller. The daily assignment. After his course in seaplanes, the student graduates from pontoons to wheels. And after a familiarization period, the fun begins, aerial acrobatics, in which the pupil becomes master of his plane. the instructor loops. The flyer sees it this way. A snap roll. Lose flying speed and you'll spin. But put the stick in neutral, kick over the rudder, and the good pilot comes smoothly out in a dive. Life at Pensacola can be pretty smooth sailing after all. There's ample time for all sorts of recreation. Naval regulations are strangely silent on how to cure a slice. Or how to sink a long putt. The polo set swings into action. Everybody knows of Florida fishing. And the cadet football squad ought to be good at flying tackle. The Pensacola week usually ends with a Saturday night dance. But to return to flying, when the students have become competent pilots, they take up aerial gunnery and formation flying in modern service-type observation planes. First formations may be a little ragged, but increased confidence soon fixes that. Pensacola training and fleet experience after graduation produce these perfect formations. For gunnery training, a student pilot and student gunner go aloft to blaze away at an aerial target which looks like a sleeve. Watch the burst. Many hours of training are spent in patrol boats like this one, the forerunner of the China Clipper type. They are Navy bombers and long-distance patrol ships. There goes a bomb. For a hit. Taking a navigational sight is not so easy, but it must be learned. When 18 patrol planes hopped from San Diego to Honolulu recently, half the officer personnel were aviation cadets who took their turn at piloting and navigating. Crews Teams of 5 students man these torpedo planes. All major ships in the Navy launch planes from catapults, and Pensacola students learn the trick. As in every other activity, the plane and catapult are carefully checked beforehand. Connecting string represent the stern of an aircraft carrier. The game is to approach just clear of the stern and set her down. The real thing in the fleet. His wings of gold are very near now. The student displays his final technique in a single-seater fighting plane. A slow roll. An Immelman, a half roll on top of a loop. A double snap roll. Since fighting planes have fixed guns, the plane itself must be aimed at the target. It's the same with dive bombing. But not a direct hit. Graduation day. The commandant makes his round. And now the reward of work well done. The wings of gold, shining badge of a flyer in the United States Navy, are pinned on the breast of each cadet. And the next step, the United States fleet. The 4 years of flying experience in the Navy are invaluable today to any man considering aviation as a profession. The United States Navy offers the best postgraduate course in aeronautics that any college man can desire.